I'm a person in long-term incarcerated recovery with an underlying issue of substance use disorder. Now, what that means to me and what that actually means is that what Travis Blake was saying earlier, that we are our own person and it's different, the recovery for each and every one of us. This is not a one-set system where we're gonna find this cure right here for everybody and just put it in place and that we're all gonna be cured. No, we need individual help on the community level from the entire community to jump on board, show the love, and help out somebody that is struggling. Now that could be somebody who is struggling with the abuse themselves, or that could be somebody struggling as a family member who is watching somebody go through the abuse. It is not only about the person that is going through it. We all go.
And you'll hear in my story that I was the addict alcoholic that was deemed unhelpable or unfixable. Walking into my 13th inpatient treatment center at 35 years old, a homeless heroin addict, my mother had bought me a plot. People had taken life insurance policies out on me. I was on life support for 7 days. Medevac to 4 different hospitals in 4 different states for 4 different overdoses. I didn't even know if it was going to take what it took to take. But what I've learned in my journey is that the disease of addiction is not a death sentence. And as long as you're breathing, it's never too late. And your history does not have to dictate your future. Here's the reality. Statistics state, theoretical evidence dictates that I am to be high or dead right now. The fact that I'm not is A, miraculous, equaling miracle, and B, it defies logic. The other cold, harsh reality of the disease from which I suffer with, called alcoholism/alcohol addiction, is that it does not discriminate. It does not discriminate. Doesn't care if you come from Yale or jail, the White House or the outhouse, the results are all the same, and 1 out of 5 people will be affected. Today in the nation, 174 people will die as a direct result of an opioid overdose. It's worse than the Vietnam War. And the sad thing is that all these deaths are preventable. I travel all over the nation and the world for that matter, and I speak to masses of people. And the common question always presented is, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? If I had the answer, I would bottle it, I'd sell it and be a billionaire a billion times over. The reality is there is no answer. Where we're at the stage in this game is harm reduction and trial and error. So I'm a big fan of doing something. And in this line of work that I do called recovery, advocacy, there's no margin for error, yet it is impossible to do perfect. So do something. And if something doesn't work, then we learn from that something and we do something else.
You are one of 2 well-known people that I know. You mentioned my friend Chris Herron.
Yeah, he's a dear friend of mine, a mentor, if you will. I have nothing but the utmost respect for him.
Yeah, he was here a couple years ago too, doing essentially the same thing you're doing. I didn't get a chance to get out there and see him, which was a shame. But
yeah, they played his documentary in my treatment center. I had about 7 days clean, and I looked up and they're playing it. And out of nowhere, I just started bawling like a baby because I could relate to what he was talking about.
Absolutely.
You know? Like literally, I could relate, and it was like the first time someone had told my story. You know, all stories are very similar, but I just always felt so internally unique. Like no one could ever understand what I went through. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at TV, and it's him, and he understands what I've went through, and he's exactly did what I've exactly done. So therefore, like the pain was great enough. The gift of desperation was there. I had became willing to do whatever suggestions they had gave to me. And today I stand before you with over 3 years of continuous sobriety.
Outstanding. You saw that.
Thank you, my brother.
It just goes to illustrate that it does not discriminate, because for every story like yours or Chrissy's that we hear, there's thousands that we don't.
Yeah, unfortunately, and we don't hear about those thousands that make it. The media, the press,